Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to another backtesting video. Today I will be backtesting again about 1 to 2 weeks worth of data on my iFVG model. I trade almost the same as DG and PB, but I learned from my own mentor and I have my own little twists, if you didn't know already, and I trade nasdaq. So without too much ado, let's just continue where we left last time. So we are already in the AM session. It is market open right now. So higher time frame. Looking pretty bullish up to all-time highs here. I believe this is all-time highs. Let me check. Yeah, so that is all-time highs. And we came pretty close. So something that I would like to see is probably some type of manipulation. Well, we already swept out this low inside of these gaps to the left here. So we don't need to come lower that much, but I'm also not marrying longs because we are pretty high in premium and we have some of these unfilled gaps below. So yeah, let's just see what we get. We could get a nice Judas swing here, sweep out this low and then get these longs, but let's just see. So market open here, I could be looking for longs. Nice delivery from this gap at the moment. There's no clean gaps to inverse here. So just gotta wait, and looks like we just keep dumping a little lower, making me maybe want to switch my bias up. So we're not delivering from here anywhere. So I guess my next draw will be this unfilled 4 hour, because we have no type of delivery from anywhere here. So my next draw would be the 4 hour. And do we have this new opening gap? Or am I tweaking? I'm probably tweaking. So let's see if we end up hitting this 4 hour. Okay, so we are going to get this. I do like this, to be honest. This is just very nice continuation model. We are clearly trending bearish. I know we did just open up a 15-minute there, but to be honest, I still like this. Let's see what ES is doing over here, just to have a little bit more confirmation. So yeah, ES is also dumping, displacing below these lows, drawing towards this trendline liquidity here. So yeah, we are also way below the 2-minute and the 3-minute here, and this is 10:01. I would have a stab at this. Yeah, I am just going to risk the same on every trade, but I might do a little like a lighter entry when live trading. So go break even here, because in my opinion, just this target, the unfilled 4 hour here, is super obvious. Just displacing below these lows, and then I don't like how we have this 15-minute here. Yeah, we'll just see without too much chat. Just go break even at the internal low, or yeah, not really a point to look at ES here. Let's just skip in 30 seconds here. Okay, well that is TP. So I know this might not look like mechanically a great entry because we had an unfilled 15-minute there. But I really like this displacement. I like the trending price action, retrace, and then a flip with these strong candle closures. Just a base hit 1-to-1 to this unfilled 4 hour, which was my drawn liquidity. And yeah, so yeah, just a base hit 1-to-1 there. Base hits add up, so if you are a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2 RR hater, grow up, because you don't need home runners every single time. So in this case, let's look up my bias. So 4 hour, let's see if we, so all-time highs are still up here. Let's make this black real quick. So all-time highs are up there. We have a delivery from this big 15-minute at the time, but also delivery from this bearish 15, and we have like these relative equal highs and this trendline liquidity here. So might be looking for longs unless we, like break this 15-minute, then maybe shorts Well, there are also no great sell side targets. This is just a random low. It is inside of this gap, but yeah, for now I will just be looking for longs, preferably inverse these gaps so that we have a little bit more confirmation. Okay, so this 1 minute is something that I'm really open to taking. Let's see if we have anything better on the 30-second. No 2 minutes. So yeah, this looks really clean. So swept out these lows like a nice AMD accumulation, manipulate into high time frame PD array, and now we are going to distribute hopefully if we inverse this gap, and no, we close up way too high. So I'm not going to enter all the way up here and, you know, have literally like no targets left. This is just done. So yeah, that does save from a loss. And now, okay, this looks, I don't know, this looks very clean. Just like this pattern, I don't pattern trade, but this sweep on this high inside of the 15-minute gap, nice 30-minute gap, BPR here, 30-minute BPR, and we are still like respecting these bearish PD arrays. I don't like this as a target because this is a low that just swept out these lows. This is another like example. Let's see what ES is doing here. So yes, no bearish SMTs like besides these highs. ES looks way more bearish, but this also isn't a nice draw because we took out this low. So I'll probably just be fading this short here, to be honest, just because I'm not too confident in shorts here. So that would be break even. It'll probably be a break even trade anyway. And we do just keep dumping. So now we did inverse everything to the left. I'm still not open to shorts. Yeah, there is a continuation short. We have a small 2 minute there, but yeah, so that also ends up failing. I don't really like anything here. These draws below are just not clean. The 5 minute long is something I will be more open to taking, but then still we don't have any clean delivery here. Well, we are. No, so we also inverse this 5 minutes, so it's a bit of rough price action here to read and navigate, but yeah. So there's the 5 minute inverse. I just don't like the delivery here, to be honest. Yeah, looks like that could work. I'm just not really willing to put that risk on the table. I know it's backtesting, but yeah. Also, you know, this continuation long, it's already past 11. So yeah, that does end up working as well. This was probably like trade of the day, this V shape here. This down there. Yeah, so let's just go to the next session. There's nothing really clear there for me. So just gotta sit on your hands in that situation. So high time frame is a bit choppy. Let's see, I gotta keep these all-time highs in mind. So we have, you know, like this hourly trend line liquidity here. You know, you can also take this low, these stack lows here. But it looks like this hourly gap is protecting price from coming to these lows, and we started inversing these gaps to the upside. So maybe a 4-hour gap. So yeah, it looks like we are also displacing through this 4 hour, and we don't, again, there's just not like a clean point to deliver from besides like here. But if we come down here, I want to see these lows down here. So nothing too clean here. Yeah, let's just see. Okay, so there is that 15-minute gap. But to be honest, in this situation, I'd rather us come for these stacked lows down here. Also with this big bearish SMT at these highs. I believe it is these highs. No, these highs. So yeah, also with these highs, I want to see NQ take out these lows here. So even this Judas swing, you know, small 5 minute there, and that gets wrecked. So yeah, so this is a very bearish sign that we want to come for these lows when that Judas swing ends up failing. So looking for continuation shorts, and we are just going to dump. Holy shit. Okay, so now let's see where we are now. Now I would be open to longs a little bit more, just because we swept out all of this lows, delivery from this 4-hour gap, and now let's see if we have any unfilled 5 or 50 minute gaps. Small 5 minute here. So you know, maybe if we create some internal structure, maybe if we can just generate some internal structure, longs can be clean, but I don't want to long straight into this big gap. This looks, if we can get this inverse, okay, this looks clean. So we put in an unfilled 50 minute here. As you can see the time, in 1 minute we are going to open up an unfilled 50 minute. We have this unfilled 5 minute, and this is the mag model. If you guys haven't watched my strategy video, the 3 strategies, I would suggest watch it. So delivery from a high time for repeat array, unfilled for value gaps, and now we have a delivery from this lower BPR here as well. Now we start getting this inverse with some good momentum. So this looks clean in my opinion. Stop at the body there, and probably just start this for a 1.2 base hit again. Go break even at the internal high there probably. Probably would wait for a little pullback here, but yeah. Break even there. And there's TP. So nice little trade. This is a beautiful mag model. Put in almost an unfilled 50 minute there. Unfilled 5 minute delivery from this higher time frame repeat array. So what is price's next objective? To rebalance this range. How can we catch that rebalance? By targeting unfilled fair value gaps. And the entry trigger is just an inverse fair value gap. So beautiful. Continue to the next session. That was a really nice mag model. Okay, so all market open we dump. Higher time frame. Nothing really sticking out to me, just because we are a bit in this range. We are delivering from this 4-hour gap, which is also a BPR that we respected. But then on the lower time frame, there's literally nothing here, and we started having a very bearish reaction from this, from the sweep on these highs. And we also have a bearish SMT at this high here, at this high. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll make my cam a little smaller. But yeah, we have a bearish SMT at these highs. So not a very clear bias again. Higher time frame is pretty rough here. We are getting this long. I don't know if I'm interested in this long, to be honest. Let's see. So 2 minute will probably be the best there, or there's 3 minute here. Also have a 5 minute. So yeah, the 3 minutes is getting wrecked now. So we didn't even inverse it. So let's see. Okay, 10 AM news created a data low, which is a very strong draw on liquidity. So if we can leave this low below, I don't know. This is pretty similar as the trade I took before, with not like a mechanically clean delivery, but just the draw and the overall trending price action is better. But we do leave like this trendline liquidity here, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't know if these are equal highs. No. But yeah, I'm not willing to take this. Probably would prefer a pullback into there, or just any type of pullback. I don't like the delivery here. Looks like that might get wrecked. No. So we want to continue to go lower. Okay, so there is a long here. Yeah, this looks pretty clean in my opinion. This is a nice mag model again. So we swept out this low inside of this fair value gap. Now we have an unfilled 50 minute here, and we have this 2 minute inversion. The no 3 minute, nothing really else. So I don't know if I can get a 1-to-1 out of this. Yeah, so probably just run like a stop loss there. I don't want to run a stop loss like here. Just this is just way too small, and with this reaction, yeah. So we also have these inception gaps here. So probably just aim for a 1-to-1 here and just use a little bit bigger stop. Yeah. That's the trade idea. And go break even. Well, there's not really a great point to go break even, probably just at this high, but there's not like a great point to go break even. So let's see, this 2-minute BPR needs to hold. Okay, this looks not the best with this drawdown, but we did end up holding this BPR, which is a good sign. Okay, bang. So there's full TP, they're very nice. We had these inception gaps, so I didn't like putting my stop. You know, I almost never put my stop at the low with this big of a stop loss. But in this case, I also don't want to put it like all the way down here, as I said, because this is just way too small. And with these type of V shapes, we sometimes do need to go back and fill in this big pump, rebalance this range, and we have these inception gaps here. So yeah, just a little bit wider stop and just aim for the 1-to-1. So got pretty lucky there, if you'd like to call it that. But yeah, that was still a very nice trade. Another Meg model, beautiful. So another day, 4 hour. I don't see a reason why we should be bullish here. Fat as dump, could be FOMC or something. No, this was just yesterday. And then overnight just accumulated, as you can see, from like 6 p.m. to all the way to market open. We just accumulated here, generate liquidity at the highs and at the lows probably. So looking for maybe a long from this low and a delivery from like this gap here can be nice, or vice versa, sweep on this high to then take shorts, like an AMD model. Okay, and we are getting the first setup here. Okay, this looks really clean on ES. Holy. Okay, so look at this on ES. Beautiful 15-minute gap here. See, NQ doesn't have that. NQ has an extremely small 5-minute there. And then, wow, this looks so clean on ES. Inverse these gaps, clearly disrespecting bearish, disrespecting bullish and respecting bearish here. And we have this nice intermediate low on the higher time frame as a draw. So I might trade ES here, to be honest. Let's see if we can get like a, because of the delivery on NQ, there's just no clean delivery here. I could take this 1 minute based on the reaction on ES, but I'd rather just take it on ES in that case. So let's see. Okay, so there's the 1 minute close on ES. Probably just do it like this, go break even there. And I almost never trade ES, but in this case, the trade idea is just too clean on ES and just horrible on NQ. Yeah, probably just take it like this. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, we have this 30-second inception gap. I'll just cover it, but to be honest, if we are going to flush, we should just do it quickly here. I'm probably not going to scale at a 1-to-1 just because of this draw here, and it's not too high of a RR. Play, bang. So super nice trade there. This will probably be the best trade of the session. So this looks so clean on ES, but we just didn't have it on IQ. Disrespected all of these bearish gaps in this leg with this 50-minute candle here. The next 50-minute candle opens. Bro, can I delete this? Opens, trades into this 50-minute gap there, and then we started displacing out of there. Sweep on this high inside of that gap. Inversed the 1 minute here with some good momentum. I was looking at the 30-second because maybe with that momentum we weren't going to get the 1 minute. Entry on the candle close. My stop was above this 30-second inception gap. I didn't want to see price come all back higher than that, but I did want to give it some room. Target this hourly intermediate low, a 4-hour intermediate low, super obvious low, probably like Asia low. Yeah, so London low. This is like the the most beautiful Judas swing that you will ever see. So yeah, and we do come lower a bit, but yeah, super nice trade there. Unfortunately, we just didn't have that delivery and everything on NQ, but I guess the trade still end up playing out on NQ as well. Okay, so here let's remove ES a little bit. let's get back to NQ. So still dumping here. Looks like we are in the sell model. You know, if you know market maker buy and market maker sell model, we have like this buy model turning into a sell model, or whatever you want to call it. So probably looking to take out all of these lows. So the next draw might be just this low, to be honest, with the way we are trending. This looks like a nice and obvious draw. Probably want to see a sweep on these highs. Not equal highs, but this high. Bro, 4 hour, that's not an unfilled 4 hour. But yeah, hopefully this, I want to see a sweep on these highs and take longs. And right now we are also in this big 50 minute, which is protecting price from coming to these draws. We have these equal lows here, but I'm not too bothered about the equal lows that are in the same candle. So yeah, let's skip 1 minute forward. And looks like we are going to chop for a bit. And we are going to inverse this 50 minutes, so don't really need to see price coming back all the way down up there. So, and there's just the draw without any, you know, like a clean entry. Yeah, well, these longs, I wasn't going to take these longs. Well, to be honest, they don't even look bad, but I was just not really paying attention to longs, so my bad. Let's recap that long real quick, because in hindsight it does look like a pretty good long. So a sweep on these hourly lows. On the hourly low, left these relative equal highs. This is another mag model. I don't know why I just wasn't really interested in longing this. We had like a 4 minute here, which is probably the most obvious gap in this leg. Yeah, so we didn't inverse the 4 minute there. And 10 a.m. rolls around and then your entry is already fucked. So yeah, I just wasn't the biggest fan of this. I wasn't looking to catch this falling knife here. Just lacking structure here again as well. Like the next high, there's just nothing really clean here. But yeah, maybe we can get something in the end of this session. Bro, just keep dumping. Where to? Probably this low now. I don't like shorting this low in the range though. So yeah, we're just going to accumulate. And now, why did we have to leave? Oh no, we did tap the 15 minute there. The small 50 minute here, we tapped the, or well, it's not a small gap, but we barely tapped it. Did deliver from, no, we inversed the 5 minute there. I don't know if I want to take these longs after it's 11. It is a bit breaking my rules here, but let's see, like, what is protecting price here? Nothing much. I'll probably have a stab at longs here, or at shorts. Yeah, well, we are just going to open up a 30-minute gap here, and it's already like 11, so this is more of a tape read, probably like a low risk type of play. I'm not going to take it low risk. I'd rather just take something that I'm really confident in with full risk. So that would have probably been a TP. Depends on how long you're holding that trade for, and yeah, so it did play out. I just didn't know, you know, with this unfilled 30 minute that we were opening, barely, or my keyword is fuck, barely mitigating the 15 minute here, which ended up, I don't know what happened here. Yeah, and it was already 11, so I wasn't too bothered about that trade. Let's do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that wraps up February already. So let's see the higher time frame. Left this low behind. Now we are sweeping out this low instead of the new week opening gap or new day opening gap, and we have this unfilled 15 here. So yeah, let's just see. Hopefully like maybe a sweep on those highs. I'm not too bothered about this short yet with that unfilled 15 minute being there. So there's the 15 minute. Now we're just going to chop. Hourly, big hourly gap here. We still have these equal highs, so might want to be long. Since we are displacing above these highs, if we were going to be bearish, we should have reacted from a sweep on these highs. So I might be looking a little bit more for longs up to those equal highs that we left. We just don't have any clean delivery here. It's just chop here. Yeah, already 11 AM rolls around and we're just chopping, slowly chopping, staircasing higher. Yeah. Let's see what overnight did here. 4 hour. Still have these equal highs and just generated a bit more liquidity there at these highs. To be honest, I would like a sweep on this low and then deliver from this hourly. But if we were going to be bullish, don't want to see us come down 150 points almost to then take us higher. But we will see what we get here. There's a short here. I'm not interested in that short, to be honest. And holy shit, bro. So we just swept out these lows here. Also this external draw. And now we have this unfilled 15 minute here. Oh, bit laggy. Wait, to be honest, this was a nice trade here. We had all of these other gaps and we just lacking displacement. That's kind of hindsight. Yeah. Well, let's see if we do inverse this 1 minute here. No, we just chop and then we dump again. And now it's already 11 almost. So not the worst day of price action here. This 5 minute long, but it's 11:15. I don't like trading past 11. Yeah, so that gets wrecked. Yeah. Oh, holy shit! Not the worst day of price action, but just not for my model. Great when we have these big dumps without a retrace. Rather see us retrace a bit. So last day here, Friday, overnight we keep dumping. Took out all of these draws. Next draw is this low, so probably expecting like some type of retrace here. Unfilled 4 hour here. Yeah, so could get nice AMD accumulation and then manipulate either side of the range here. Looks like we are going to go lower, and that looks like a really nice fucking entry. So last trade idea here. 2 minute just closed. 3 minutes still has 2 minutes here. Oh no, the 1 minute. Okay, so there's the 2 minute close. Probably just target the accumulation highs and stop loss there. And we have this trendline liquidity. Well, not really. Yeah, well, maybe a little bit, you know, like these highs up here. Probably go break even at this swing high there. Okay, so break even there, and just a 1-to-1 there. And we get break even and we just chop with literally no entry. Oh, and there's final TP finally. Yeah, to be honest, nothing. I wouldn't want to sit in this trade with this, because if we were going to deliver, probably want to see it with displacement and not with this chop. So yeah, it's so we didn't take out this draw, but yeah. So that is going to wrap up the video. I think we just finished up February, so next we will start at March. If you want to join my free Discord, I'll put it down below. If you want to learn from my own mentor, I'll put it down below as well. He is charging only £26 with my code per month, and then you get mentoring, you get just calls with him, and you get the most value out of the daily live streams. So pretty slow backtesting session, as you can see, but still made profit. No loss, I believe. Let's see the win rate. So yeah, no loss again, but just only like 4 wins. But yeah, just steady backtesting session. So make sure to check the description. Make sure to subscribe, like, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Ciao.